Yes, I got the S on my chest. It's Veterans Day, and this is Josh Minkler, petitioner of the Constitution's checks and balances, and I am my mama's black Superman. Never in America's wildest dream would they think the Constitution checks and balances. I am the petitioner of the Constitution checks and balances, and it is me against government's best man. Well, we know for sure that it ain't gonna be Mr. Sessions. As you see, this affirms to all the other countries watching, President Trump has violated the law, refusing to honor the Constitution's checks and balances. He's called for his own impeachment. That's what happened when you come from a reality show, and America took that to be something of value. We're gonna keep it real. The Constitution pertains to the right to freedom, justice, and equality in America, as well as the pursuit of happiness. As I say, I want you all to see, President Trump was petitioned. As you were reading that, put it on freeze mode. And it actually says, honor the Constitution, checks and balances immediately or be impeached. How bad do you want the presidency? Enough to uphold the Constitution. There you go. Right there. You see, President Trump was petitioned once in office by me again, as you can go to wethepeoplewantintegrity.blogspot.com. It's a little rough, been up through the rough edges of hard times as President Trump refused to pay my money owed, at which this time, let me see here. Oh, it's $200 million. Right down there, I put my finger on it. That's $200 million right there. Blow it up, put it on free mode, do whatever. That's right, $200 million. But it's going to get real good. Because I am the petitioner of the Constitution, checks and balances. All three branches of government are corrupt. You see, because as intended by the framers of the Constitution, one was supposed to check on the other, and the other supposed to check on the other, and the other supposed to check on the other. That's why we got them big three branches of government: the legislative, executive, and the judicial branch of government. Now, when I come in, I'm saying I got irrefutable evidence. That means that it is impossible to deny or disprove that the United States Supreme Court, we'll get down to this, committed an act against the law imposing slavery. As it says, when a man is brought by habeas corpus, that is a power-denied government, and the reason being, before they would ratify the Constitution, we the people had to have a way of securing our freedom, and that was through the habeas corpus. If we say that we are illegally held and bound by the government, then we have to have a way to restore our freedom, and that is the Constitution's habeas corpus. Put up or shut up. Same as the Constitution checks and balances. Put up or shut up. But President Trump has evaded the Constitution checks and balances. And as we all know, he took an oath. So we're going to get down to business here so y'all see. He called upon his own impeachment because he didn't want to be the President of the United States. As you see all in the petition, it says it's simple. Honor the Constitution checks and balances. And not only that, he deceived the public by appointing Supreme Court justices when the United States Supreme Court is corrupt. Come on, that's obstruction of justice, and that's oppression because he owes me $200 million. And I'm the one you gotta face. I am him. Yeah, all right. Yeah, black people, you got somebody to represent. I represent we the people. Not only represent we the people, when I represent we the people, that is all Americans. Black, white, Oriental, Mexicans. I got y'all. Check this out. They ain't got no wind coming. That's why they evaded this. The Constitution is an essential part of the Constitution. Being an essential part of the Constitution, that means it's mandatory by law. Once again, as I said, President Trump caused his own impeachment. We ain't got nothing to do with nothing here. We're not about President Trump being impeached because Congress is involved in this. Congress plays a part in the Constitution checks and balances. And when we did this, looking over here with my fine, I know I got that Comptroller General. But wow. Okay, here he is. Yeah. The Comptroller General of the United States, Eugene Luis Dedero. Reference to Congress must suggest the Constitution checks and balances and pay Josh Miller $350 million. You wonder why high is jumping up? That's the continued oppression. The oppression of the people requires immediate restitution. Pay me immediately. That was the whole point of the corruption in the first place, was to conceal the crime by Judge David Kiley imposing an all-white jury on a black man in violation of your right to a fair trial, which violates the Declaration of Independence, saying that all men are created equal, which is protected by the Sixth Amendment right to a fair trial. And in that fair trial, there must be a cross-section of the community, as he is bound by the federal Constitution, although he gets his power from the state Constitution. I'll break it down for you. So now, here this guy is. Congress has been petitioned to use Constitution checks and balances, which are intended by the framers of the Constitution to stop abuse of power, secure the rights of the people, and hold officials accountable. The checks and balances are an integral part of the Constitution that is essential to uphold the integrity of the Constitution. Neither President Trump nor Congress can evade, dismiss, or disparage the checks and balances, so you must immediately report to Congress, holding them accountable, to publicly address the checks and balances which are supported by irrefutable evidence, meaning impossible to deny or disprove. The entire judicial branch, including the United States Supreme Court, committed an act against the law imposing slavery. That's right. Why they covering this up? Prohibited the 13th Amendment. Once again, y'all black people, where y'all at? NAACP. Oh, fell down on the job. I guess that's how it goes. Where they at, that's where they at. I'm going to tell you about the American culture of oppression and the sellout of our own people. Now we're going to get to the sellout, because when the sellout, in order to do this, they had to have the media, ABC, NBC, ABC, CBS, everybody, all the big boys, Time Magazine. Why I ain't on the cover, y'all dig me? Superman, baby. On the front of the cover, that's where I'm supposed to be. Because unprecedented that a citizen petition the Constitution checks and balances, me against their best. That's where the Superman come part in it, because that's unfathomable. Y'all, white people never thought that it would be a black man against their best man, and now that it's a black man against their best man, they run it because they know King Kong versus Godzilla, and Godzilla gets washed to the shore. I'm just talking about this now. We're going to get it down to the get down, because what they had done is the 1638 Maryland Doctrine of Exclusion. Understand what I just said? That means they taking us out of it. The Maryland Doctrine of Exclusion was collectively written by the Maryland Colony Council in 1638 and states the following: neither the existing black population, their descendants, nor any other black shall be permitted to enjoy the fruits of white society. The doctrine was written to secure that blacks would remain a subordinate, non-competitive, non-compensated for workforce. We're going to get to that workforce in a minute too, because me being a veteran of the Vietnam era, serving to protect the right to freedom, justice in America, once again, President Trump, impeachment time. We must uphold the integrity of the Constitution. So now, this Comptroller General, Congress been petitioned. You got Congress being petitioned. President Trump, he been petitioned. It says, both the House and the Senate. Did y'all zoom in on that? Hold up. Jeff Sessions. Why he get rid of Jeff Sessions? He's hit because Jeff Sessions is supposed to be the #1 federal law enforcement officer. And he's not honoring the Constitution checks and balances when, ain't that his branch of government? You see, we couldn't do that in the first place. That's a conflict of interest. Yo, Jeff, he going golfing, and he maybe going with United States Attorney Tim Horty. You see, we got some crooked judges in the process of this because to do this, as I said, once again, the media would have to be a part of it. And then that's an evil under the First Amendment of the Constitution because, see, when we do this, the First Amendment is used to expose corrupt government officials and the corrupt government. So when we do this, the media cannot prevent it by picking and choosing what they want to put on. That's called censorship. Now, when we do this, and the media has done that, and then, so what happens? I mean, we're going to get it down to the get down because there's your First Amendment. Now, for Europe, Germany, China, France, Australia, all the reporters got to come in for this Constitution checks and balances because it must be proven before a candid world what I'm about to do. I got an S on my chest. And when what you seen before, oh, surely that was crooked judges. So we got crooked judges, and they denied that money, $200 million, to conceal their own corruption. And when they did that, they denied the right to freedom of the press. As I say, that's the First Amendment right that neither the media nor government can do, and the judges are part of government. So they then had to be indicted because they violate Title 18, Section 242, denying rights under color of law. That means that they are the officials denying the citizens our guaranteed right to freedom of the press of the Constitution to conceal their own corruption, abuse of power, and it's in the United States Supreme Court. So, as we do this, now we got the United States Attorney. Bam! And guess what this is? A true bill. That's right. Being a true bill, ain't no joke about this. The real deal. So, here you see Josh Minkler. Get him up front, close. United States Attorney. Complaint supersedes the rules of the court due to a complaint is the petitioner. I am the petitioner of the Constitution checks and balances taking precedence over all matters. That means drop whatever you're doing. I don't care if you in the kitchen baking a cake. I don't care you're driving your old lady to a banquet. Stop, turn around, and get on this right here, because this is it. I mean, the importance of it, the gravity of this. We saying, I pulled your whole card, you've been called out, President Trump, you've been called out, Congress, and the likes, all of them. Trey Galley, I got you too, man. Don't think you're getting away. This is a 6-shooter. And I just shot 3 of them with 1 bullet. So here we go. This ain't a joke. I got the power. That's the whole catch. I got the power. All y'all, colleges, Harvard, Yale, put this one down who wouldn't have me as a lecturer, because then the students networking across the country, we want the checks and balances. The checks and balances is obligatory. That means legally and morally binding to the president and Congress. I'm on it. Let's get down, because I got the power. It's me against you, so I can indict. So I call on the United States Attorney Josh Minkler to indict The following judges: Federal Judge Richard Young, Federal Judge Tanya Pratt, Chief Judge Jane E. Magnus, Chief Judge of the Seventh Circuit, Diane Wood, Indiana Vandenberg County Judge David Kiley, who is the principal in this, Magistrate Matthew Brookman, who ride the coattails of those that doing wrong, so you gotta go down when they do wrong and they caught, baby. Now I'm coming on with the come on. So once again, here we go. As y'all see, indictment. Dig this indictment. This is history right here. Judge Richard Young refuses to maintain my status quo. As the petitioner of the Constitution checks and balances, I have a status quo. Now, we ain't gonna play no funny stuff because enemy of the state, where they took Will Smith, they break him down, they try to break down every means of making money. But hold up. I'm owed $350 million. Give me my $350 million. We don't gotta play no games like that. Second part, my status quo is that it's me against you. So I'm exposing, I'm indicting, and I'm sending the United States Marshals to arresting all these criminals because these are crimes under Title 18. That is no longer white supremacy like they called it, and now there's even Stephen got to go across the board. You still got to give me my money now. I want y'all to have this happen real quick, President Trump. You paying attention? The Treasurer, Stephen Mnuchin, you don't have my money by tomorrow. You in with the rest of them. But today we get him going with tomorrow because he been way overdue going to Sunday. Okay, that's Monday, November the 11th. So, Judge Richard Young refuses to maintain my status quo as a petitioner of the Constitution's checks and balances, and I have the power to impeach President Trump and any judges refusing to comply with the Constitution. No, none of y'all white people call this no joke because the Constitution checks and balances was Whitaker, and Whitaker is what was impeached Richard Nixon. This is the real deal. This is the real life. We put show and prove right here. It ain't no joke. I prove it before a candid world. See, I'm calling for freedom of the press. I'm calling for CNN, ABC, CBS, MSNBC, how y'all want to break it down, just get to me. That's all I'm talking about. You see, when it's kept in the darkness, that's the work of the devil. When it's kept in the darkness, that's where the evil work. Because it got to come to the light. When it comes to the light, oh, well, where the Christians at? Was Jesus say, I am the way, the truth, and the life. This is the light. Shine it on. Let's let the whole world see. You see, that's how they continue this, by keeping it in the dark, but not denying the right to freedom of the press. So, and yeah, you do see he received this, and you do see what that says. United States Attorney's Office got his address, she received it, sent it to him. So, as I say, now he put Tim Horty on it. I told him stop the pressing immediately. Put $10 million in my account, which was weeks ago. And the other $340 million would be arranged, and he didn't do it then. He just got it. I just got it. Call him back. Give him a couple more days. I need a couple more days. Call him back. I need a couple more days. Give him another week pass. What? This is not that right there. What I was telling you, what they was doing was the Maryland doctrine of exclusion. They have no intention of adhering to the rule of law. And by that, when I say that, this is for this reason. Joe just got Ferrari down there. I don't like him, that I didn't like him, I hate him. So you wouldn't want him to have that Ferrari anyway. But Joe down the alley, he went and earned that. He got the money for that, and he bought that. But you mad because what that was supposed to be gift? What? See, this not gift. I earned this. They've been holding this back, trying to keep me from getting this and having this. When, Congress shall have the power to lay and collect taxes. They collect your tax every check before you get the check. Tax gone. Duties, imposts, and exercise. Check this out. To pay the debts. There you go. Congress got to pay the debt that they owed, and the motive for the United States Supreme Court was to conceal the crime by Judge David Kiley pursuant to Title 18, Section 243, which is exclusion of jurors on account of race. We got the transcripts, baby. Ain't no black people on there. And guess what? That also violates the Constitution law. See, they made a law for that. And so, y'all got to pay. And we called on Eugene Luis Dodaro, Comptroller General, the money he's supposed to take that to the floor of Congress. I'm going to do the best I can. I'm going to do the best I can. I'm faking at it. Do your job. This is what it calls for. This is history right here. Trying to stop history right here. Truth got to come to light. All the Christians, come on. What I told you, I am the way, the truth, and the light. This got to come to light. Okay, now NFL. How many times I got to be Roger Goodell? Stop that. Y'all put this money over to the side for this, that, and the other, for equality and all that. This is what the Constitution checks and balances does. Stops inequality. This is what the Constitution of checks and balances does. Stops social injustice. This is what the Constitution of checks and balances does. Stops police brutality. Oh, and by the way, come on, Fraternal Order of Police, endorse this. Give me your support. If you supporting the Constitution, if you out there trying to do wrong, ain't none of y'all gonna do nothing. Ain't gonna do it because you want to keep on doing the wrong thing. That's wrong. But let's do it right one time. At one time in America, and sometime in America, a government of the people, by the people, and for the people must stand as the people, as one, in accordance as one, and call for government. To hear the Constitution checks and balances, you got to be proven. That's the central part of the Constitution. Mandatory by law. We ain't got no jokes for President Trump. We ain't got no joke for, he says, before he entered on the execution of his office, he shall take the following oath or affirmation. I do solemnly swear or affirm that I will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution. There it is right there. For what he got to do is that right there. This is what he got to do. The audacity to sit there and tell the people that they born here in America, and now he gonna decide whether or not they citizens. They born here. They citizens of the United States. I don't know how it happened. Cause at the same time, I'm just saying, don't make me pop the weasel. Cause Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall, and Humpty Dumpty about to take a big fall. And all Donald Trump men and all Donald Trump's horses can't put him back together again. Come see me, Donald Trump. You've been done running, ducking and hiding. This is the reason why. That racism stuff that you've been doing don't hold no glass of water. You violate the Constitution. You took an oath to uphold the Constitution. Here we go. I petition the Constitution checks and balances, and you refusing to honor it so you can continue this racism, this prejudice, all these kind of things. America's a melting pot. Come together as one. Oh, soon as we got a catastrophe, soon as we got something big, boom, 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 all of a sudden now, but everything was 7:30 is cool. Why we got all this racism? Why we got this? Why y'all call yourself civilized? When it takes a melting pot. It's a melting pot out there in the Marines. It's a melting pot out there in the Navy. It's a melting pot in the United States Air Force because we fly guys, white guys, Superman praying on. Just saying. This is what the children can be proud of. That Donald Trump is backing down right now, and they can be proud that I'm upholding the Constitution checks and balances. Proud that a veteran is upholding the Constitution checks and balances. This is Veterans Day, and this is on and popping. Be no more running. I'll tell you about this. Be no more running. Because, Donald Trump got rid of Sessions. He got rid of him, and now he brought on this new dude, Whitaker. What we had to say about Mr. Whitaker? Well, you inherited this. And while you inherited it, and I got the power, I want United States Marshal Acting Director David Anderson, and United States Acting Attorney General Matthew G. Whitaker. Check this out. That's right. Now, first job, first duty takes precedence over matters. The Constitution checks and balances. That's mandatory by law. They crooked. We got to go in and straighten that out. You can't be pointing no justices to this because it's a thing that then I'll tell y'all on a later date and another one on this. But right now, government has to address the Constitution checks and balances. And the President of the United States, he impeached himself by refusing to honor the Constitution checks and balances. He had an option. He either do this or get gone. It's checkout time. You in the motel, you got motels, you know how to do this. Donald Trump, well, do this for yourself this time, because it's time to go. I'm just saying, it ain't about this, that, nor the other. This is about upholding the Constitution checks and balances. The scales of justice are unbalanced. A true bill calling for United States Attorney Josh Minkler to indict Richard Young, Tanya Pratt, Chief Judge Jane E. Magnus Stinson, Chief Judge Diane Wood of the 7th Circuit, Matthew Brookman, Judge William Connor, and David Kiley, who is the principal culprit. This guy overruled both the state and the federal Constitution. Guy did something like that, and y'all letting them rise. And here's the catch to that, because see, this is the Constitution Declaration of Independence. And what we got here, that to secure these rights, see, I had to secure these rights. To secure these rights, government are instituted among men. And if you got crooked men up there, and they own that barreling thing where they ain't gonna do right in the first place. They got that Title 18, Section 243, that exposed their hand right there, that the entire judicial branch refused to adhere to the demands of the Constitution. When I said that, here we got Celeste King, Heard, News Tip, CNN, Edit Features, Associated Press, and 22 more press. August 22nd, 2018, I got a press conference. That's a little bit small for y'all. Y'all know how to blow it up. You can deal where I'm coming from. What this entails is the 7th Circuit's petition by a judicial misconduct case where the following judges denied the guaranteed right to freedom of the press to cover up the judicial branch's own abuse of power. Pursuant to Article 1, Section 9, power is denied government, habeas corpus, which is used when a citizen is held in violation of the Constitution and the laws of the United States. And this is what they did to the very men who protect the right to freedom. Now, all the veterans, they look, hey, I know y'all some old guys. I know we got a new frontier. I know we got men on duty. Cut the game. We got to bound together. You know, this is one thing that goes all across America. I don't care if the students come on 3 days. Y'all see this video right here. Not go to school today, protest, demand the Constitution checks and balances. All the colleges, U of V and everything. And oh, it's an ugly scene because being a veteran of the United States, USI, University of Southern Indiana, I came on campus. I didn't come on campus. I sent him a letter. I sent the president a letter that I needed to be a lecturer. And I'm going to inform the students of what's going on, because this is how this game played right here. Government cover up their own corruption, so we go get the college students, go on the front line. We make this a big deal because it is the Constitution check. That's the entire branch of government. That means ain't none of y'all. Ain't none of y'all. Them judges call themselves honorable. Ain't none of them honorable. Has to be done by the Constitution checks and balances. That's why they got that, to stop abuse of power. So then they don't want me on their grounds. Hold up, wait a minute. Our Constitution checks and balances. Judge Lively, is that the guy in Evansville? Sent a letter by Civic Center, and they don't want me in the building. I can't go in the public building. I can't go on public school grounds. Why? What did I do? All I'm doing is upholding the integrity of the Constitution. They the one committing crimes, and they gonna send out a pilot letter that I can't come on ground. I'm telling you like, I want them in the first round. I want 3 of them at one time. I'm gonna do it like Jack Johnson. I'm gonna fight 5 of them in one day. And they all gonna falling around our car. And this is the way it is. 2018, November the 11th, in America. Shocked and amazed, never fathomed, had a wildest dream that the Constitution checks and balances will be a black man against America's best attorney, a school attorney, the best attorney in the acres. They all running because the truth shall set you free. And I'm going to tell you what, while we were talking about the truth will set you free, that very true, and I'm the real deal. Here the United States been petitioned. That's the Supreme Court. That's been filed. That's got their stamp on it. All this is legal beagle. So all y'all other countries come on in, bring the media, like I said, takes precedence over all matters. Telling the United States Supreme Court, concede to the Constitution checks and balances were essential, meaning mandatory by law to uphold the integrity of the Constitution. The petition is supported by irrefutable evidence. The United States Supreme Court imposed slavery, prohibited by the 13th Amendment, an act against the law whose motive is to conceal the crime pursuant to Title 18, Section 243, and deny $50 million, which is now $350 million. You see it right there, $350 million. Wait a minute, hold on. This gets real good. Cause I know it was $350 million, and they're the Constitution, they're the transcripts. At this time, there ain't no blacks out here. Imposing an all-white jury on a black man. There we go. Now, check me out now. We gonna get down with the get down, cause that's what I come to do. And while we called on them United States attorneys, Tim Horty took the case stalling. Like I say, give me 2 days, give me 2 days. And then I get the call from what seems to be Josh Minkler. I call him, he called me back. I call him, he called me back, but they at different times. But hold up, come see me, man, because I got the power. It's me against your best man. I'm the one that's doing the indictment because y'all that committed the criminal acts, because there is abuse of power, and that's why I'm here. In the entire branch of government, I got it. They trying to keep on running business as usual. It's not as usual. Stop the bus, stop the train. It's time to get off and get this straightened out because the corrupt ones got to go. And like I said, he was called to put this in my account, and while they was doing this, somewhere along the way, that $350 million. Let me tell you what. In that petition, there is a $5 million penalty because there is no excuse to continue refusing to pay me. So that $5 million a day came up to $900 million a day. And it says, President Trump, you have 2 days, which was until October 26, 2018, to call a press conference. See, I'm not hiding nothing. Nothing at all. I'm bringing it from the darkness to the light because then it will become into fruition. And at that time, then, yeah, we will bring about these changes to stop the oppression, government, American oppression. Because this is ridiculous. You call it civilized. This is 2018, and y'all still want to do the same thing because of white supremacy. That is a crime now. And call a press conference to introduce Josh Minkler's petition of the Constitution checks and balances, supported by irrefutable evidence, and which was denied $50 million, and now the charges against you will be obstruction of justice and oppression, refusing to pay. See, when it was at Trump, it was only $145 million, and then it was $200 million, and then now it is $1,045 million. Did y'all hear me? This is history. It's history when you got a lotto ticket for $1 billion. Well, I got one too. And guess what? Too shady. They ain't know me in the hood. Check me out. I got y'all. Don't even worry. Y'all know the 50s are. That's right. We doing it 50, 50, 50, 50. But I ain't gonna get off into that. But here it is right there. President Trump got it. President Trump know about it. President Trump ain't told nobody about the Constitution checks and balances. And here it is to him, to Tim Horty. You've been told this takes precedence over all matters. But you do this at your leisure, acting as if he's supposed to decide. No, once again, I told you that had to been taken out of the equation. That's why you go by the rule of law. By the rule of law, I'm owed this money, and they keep on refusing to pay it because not only that, they committed crimes, and they try not to be held accountable for the crime. And now, hold up, you got the United States attorneys that jumped in this. So here we go. Once again, take them out, and the senators and representatives before mentioned, and the members of the several state legislatures and all executive judicial officers, both in the United States and several states, shall be bound by oath or affirmation to support the Constitution. This is the Constitution, checks and balances. This is what they got to do. It's going to be me against you, and I got the S on my chest. Showtime, baby. Yeah. For the youth of America, we must stop this, and there must be freedom, justice, equality, and for all people, and pursuit of happiness. Because if you're entitled to this, it shouldn't be another man's decision on whether or not you get your money. You be rich, and you can take care of your people. So I just want to say, let's stand up for this. All across the nation, never before, all across the nation in one accord, call for the president, call for Congress to hear the Constitution checks and balances. Oh, they got to go. That's plain and simple, short and sweet. Holler back. Ha! Ha! Hey, the S on my chest, call me billionaire. If you want to call me anything to get some money. Holler back. Thank you very much, Constitution checks and balances. Oh, before we go, the legend. And this is Walter Cronkite. It's the way it is. November the 11th, 2018, Veterans Day, having a veteran at our side to uphold the integrity of the Constitution when the others have fell down. Walter Cronkite. And Mr. President, hello!